Hi Frontend Navigator. In this course, we are going to learn CSS animations. We are going to learn how to bring our designs into life with CSS animations. You've probably seen some simple animations on other websites. You are probably wondering how they are created. Well, in this course, we are going to solve the mystery. We are going to create this simple bouncing ball animation, and after that, we'll take it further by creating a real-world sliding modal animations. By the end of this lesson, you have a perfect understanding on how to work with CSS animations. So buckle up and let's roll. I have my VS Code open over here, and here I just have my index.html file with the style sheet. I've just connected the style file, so there's nothing really on style file. And if I open the index file, it's just connecting the style file. So now I'm going to collapse this. Now first, the first animation is to create a bouncing ball. So I can have a div, the class of ball, then I'll press enter. So now I'll go inside of my style sheet. So the first rule of thumb is to simply set the box sizing to border box, so border box. So now I can simply grab my ball and then I can simply give it a width. Let's go with 100 pixels. The height of 100 pixels. Then I'll give it a background color. So we'll go with ash. Then let's select this color 9294. Then F5. So I just like this color. So now what we can do is to give it a border radius of 50%. So we'll have a perfect circle. So open index.html, right click, and then I'll scroll to open live cell. So have it open. So once we open, we'll have our bouncing ball over here. So what I want to do is bring it to the center of the screen. I can collapse this. Now I'll go up, then I'll grab the body, and then, so sorry, I'm using capitals, so body. Then I can have a display of flex, then justify. Oh my god, so justify content center. Then align items, so align items center, so that will bring the ball to the center of the screen. But once you open, it's not at the center of the screen. It's because of the height. So the body is squeezing the ball up. So what we can do is give it a height of 100 viewport height, so that it will just cover the height of the person's screen. Now we'll have the ball over here at the center of our screen. So next is the animation. So to animate, we simply write the animation. Then we can write the name of the animation over here. So I can write it, so bounce, since it's a bouncing animation. So next is your time. So I can go with something like maybe 2 seconds. So I can go with the infinite, which means do not stop. I want it to continue bouncing. So I can come, then I'll use the keyframes to create the animation. You just write at symbol, then keyframes, and select this. So the identifier is the name of the animation. So the name is bounce. So now the animation have percentages. So it starts from 0%, then you can go to 50%, then 100%. So for our 0%, that's the starting of the animation. I simply want the margin to the bottom. So margin, can I say margin bottom? Oh my god, so margin bottom, so 0. So initially it will start from 0, but once it gets to 50% of the time, that's 50% of 2 seconds, which is 1 second, then we'll have a margin to the bottom. So oh my god, can I say margin? So margin to the bottom, so bottom margin. Then let's just give it something like maybe 100 pixels to the bottom. So once it gets to 100%, that's the end of the animation. I'll have a margin bottom, so margin bottom of 0, so that I'll just bring it down again. So look at what we are doing. We are starting from 0. Once it gets to 50%, so it will start here animating to this point, which is giving it a margin at the bottom, so that it will send it up. Then once it gets to 100%, it will bring it down again. Now if we open, we'll have this simple animation bouncing up and down over here. Isn't that amazing? So now for the bouncing animation, let's create a real world component. Once you open website, you usually see a pop-up For example, you can see a pop-up, it will just slide in. So you see things sliding inside of the website. So let's create a simple pop-up that will slide in. So I'll open, and then I don't need the ball again, so I'll remove this. Then I'll go here, then I'll remove my ball. So what I can do is simply create a div for the class of modal. So this is the modal, and I can have a paragraph with some lorem text over here. So I can have another paragraph, then I can put my lorem text. So now I can open my styles. So first, let's grab the modal. So let's just give it a width of maybe 300 pixels or 300 pixels and a height of 200 pixels. Then we'll give it a border radius, so that we'll have a radius at the border, so 20 pixels. And then now what we can do is give it a shadow. So let me open inside. So this is the modal. So I can have an H3, then I can call it modal. Let's just call it modal. So now hopefully if we open, we'll have the modal over here. But it's not nicer, so I can come over here. And then what I want to do, so if you check, we are trying to bring everything to the center with the justify. So let's just remove the justify and the align. So remove the align and remove the justify content. So what we want to do is simply justify content to the center, so we'll have the modal at the center. So now if we open, we'll have the modal at this side. So what we want to do right now is try to bring it to the center. So what I'll even suggest is remove the flex and everything. So we'll try to make the modal fixed. So we'll change the position of the modal to fixed. So we'll give it a left, so that will shift it. So the left should be 50%. So now hopefully if we open, we'll have the modal to this side over here. So what I can do is give it a shadow so that you see it. So we can use the box shadow to give it a shadow. So I'll just go with 0, so 2 rems, then 4 rems, then 0, then RGB. So RGB is a color code. So go with 0. So 0 means black, 0 again, and then the A over here. So this is red, green. Then we'll have, and the A means opacity. So I can change the opacity to 0.2. So we'll have this nice shadow effect over here. But if we check, the modal is below of the content. So what I can do is simply come, then I'll give the modal a Z index of maybe, just give it 5. And if we come, hopefully nothing is happened. Okay, it's because we didn't give a background, so we'll give it a background color. Let's just give it a white color. So FFF, 3 of them. So now if we come, hopefully we'll have the modal stand out. So I can give it a pattern, so a pattern of maybe 20 pixels. So now let's increase the width to maybe 400 pixels. Now we'll have this simple nice modal over here. So what I can do is simply send it to the left. So now let's remove the 50%. Then we can make it something like maybe 2 rems to the left, so that it will just be fit at this side over here. So now what we want to do is slide this modal in. So to achieve this effect, we'll have an animation. So animation, then we can just call the animation modal. Then we can have the timing, so something like, let's just leave it to 1 second. And then I can use this, which is ease in, to ease it in. Let's just go with linear. So linear, so let's go with the linear function. So now I can come, then I can put an @ sign, then I can get my keyframes, the identifier. And the identifier is simply my modal. So we'll have at 0%. So now what we are going to do at 0%, we are going to hide this. So we are going to shift it to this side. So that means we're going to give it a margin at the left side of negative number. So negative means send it to the left side. So what do I mean? So if I give it a margin at the left of minus 100%, so that means I have a margin to this side of minus 100%. So if I refresh, we'll simply have it sliding in. Then we can have at 100%. So at 100%, we'll have the margin left. Then we'll have the margin left to something like 0. So initially it will hide it, but at 100%, it will simply show it. So now if we come, then we refresh, we'll have it slide in. And if you refresh, we'll have it slide in over here. Can just be working with the timings and everything. Can be experimenting with timings. So if I make it 2 seconds, it will delay before it comes over. Then if I change it to maybe 0.5, then if I come, it will come very fast, just quick over here. So congratulations, you have created your first CSS animation. Congratulations, you have now understood how to create CSS animations and harness the power of CSS animations and bringing your designs into life. In the next lesson, we'll learn how to do some simple calculations on CSS and also learn how to use variables to create modular, scalable, and robust CSS code. So I'll be waiting for you in the next lesson.